Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for sharing your introduction of the role as a timer. Now, next, I would like to invite on stage our counter for the day today, who is none other than Toastmaster Sagar.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sagar, and today I'll be playing the role of an R counter. So, as an R counter, I'll be keeping a note of all the R's and ums and the repeated words like, well, actually, and also any long and short pauses which are used in the speeches. So, this gives us an opportunity for all of us to remove the speed breakers and increase the effectiveness of our speeches. So, I'll come back with my report in the second half when called upon by the general evaluator. Yeah, back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sagar, for such detailed explanation of your role. Next, I would like to invite on stage our grammarian for the day today, who is none other than Toastmaster Deepak.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm a grammarian for today's meeting, and my role is to make a note of good usage and not so good usage of the language, as well as any grammatical mistake done by any speaker or role player. I also have a responsibility to introduce the word of the day, which is linchpin. It is noun, and it means anything which is vital to an enterprise or any organization or anyone. For example, evaluation is a linchpin for a growth of a Toastmaster. And I'll encourage everyone who are present here to use the word of the day as much as possible. And if anyone uses, then we will appreciate him by showing a thumb. And I'll submit my report during general evaluation session. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak, for sharing the word of the day as well as explaining your role as a grammarian so well. Thank you so much, everyone. This is my CAT team. At the end of the meeting, I will provide my report for the overall evaluation of the session today. Till then, keep using the word of the day, be mindful about the time, and keep looking out on your R's and M's. Thank you. Now, I will hand over the stage back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Monica.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. So now comes a point wherein I have to share the theme of the day. I have already set the tone. It's about failure. The failure is an opportunity to learn. So the theme of the day is failure is an opportunity to learn. So I'll share a small story to begin with that. Once upon a time, there was an elderly master, and he had got a young disciple. Master wanted to teach the disciple a lesson, so they started to a journey through a jungle. The path was really very bumpy. But even being elderly, the master was able to move with agility, while the disciple kept falling again and again. And every time he fell down, he would utter frustration, anger, and he would murmur, blaming the situation. The journey continued, and sooner they reached a sacred place. But to the disappointment of this disciple, the master started his way back through the jungle. And he was really disappointed because he was thinking that probably this sacred space, he'll actually learn the lesson of the life. But when he kept on failing again while his way back to the jungle, when he fell down for the 100,000 times, out of frustration, he asked his master, "You have not taught me anything. Why did we went for this journey?" And to that, his master said, "Yes, I was trying to teach a lesson, but you were not ready to receive it." Out of excitement, disciple asked, "What was the lesson?" I'll share the lesson after the first segment of our Toastmasters meeting today. It's about the prepared speech. And we have a distinguished Toastmaster, Mr. Percy, who will be delivering his speech. I'm really excited for the same. And we have a Chintan who will be doing the evaluation for the speaker of the day. So Chintan, I would like to call you up on stage as an evaluator. So Chintan is a clinical research professional and over the decade of experience in global clinical trials. With numerous accolades in his 2.5 years of Toastmaster journey, Chintan is a mentor to many aspiring communicator and professional keynote speakers. Chintan?
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Monica. 2.5 years back, I was ready for my first evaluation speech contest. And guess who the keynote speaker was? Farzi Gotuako. In my wildest dream, I could not believe that I would be one day evaluating the speaker who is kind of an idol for so many people. So I am literally humbled, Farzi, to be an evaluator. He's recently retired educator. He has been to World Championship of Public Speaking semi-finalist 3 times in last 4 years. We all know him as an executive coach, a speech coach, and a person with a golden heart. His speech title is The Chair. And Farzi, so looking forward to watch. Or is there a change in title?
Yes. Could we change the title?
Yeah.
That speech requires a whole different setup.
Yeah.
The
O.
title is O. Yes.
Yeah. The timing would be 5 to 7 minutes for magic on the stage. At the same time, evaluate your speech of the day.
Thank you so much, Chintan. Now, with utter excitement, I really want to call upon stage Farzi. But before that, I think there is a request from him that he wants a very generous feedback from each one of us. Of course, this is the time to give back from whatever we're gonna learn on what he's going to share in the coming minutes. So Mr. Farzi is, as Chintan already shared, Mr. Farzi is a recently retired educator who is now full-time executive speech coach. He's making his third trip to BCPS semifinals in 4 years. So stage is all yours, Mr. Farzi.
Monica.
Yeah, Chintan.
Yeah. So everyone, please share your feedback, especially what message you have got from Farzi's speech. This is a world champion speech of Farzi, and he is so humble to ask us all what message we are getting, and based on that, he would do the adjustments. So after the speech, we will hold the meeting for a minute or two, and you all can send the message privately to Farzi saying what you got from the speech, what was the crux of the speech. It would help really to him, and it will really help us to also be in active listening mode. So yeah, Farzi Gotuako, Farzi Gotuako.
I am over 50 years old, and my mother is still telling me how to live my life. Does anybody else have this problem? I mean, does anybody else have this blessing? I know it's completely my fault. It really is. Fellow Toastmasters, allow me to share with you a moment in my youth when I first created this problem that my mother has now just solved for me. I was in my early teens. It was a Saturday morning. I was going to go out with my friends to play when my mother stops me and says, Farzi, I'd like you to clean the floors today. No, I can't do that. You don't understand. There's 7 kids in this family with 3 dogs. That's a lot of floor to clean. But I did what I was supposed to do. And I was down on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor. In the midst of all this soap and suds, my mother comes to me and says, Farzi, what kind of cookies do you like? Cookies? Now, fellow Toastmasters, let me share something with you about my family. We were very poor when I was young. When you got 7 kids, all the money kind of goes to the basic needs. We didn't have the money for cookies or ice cream or Coca-Cola. So when she asked me about cookies, I had no idea how to answer her. And so I came up with the first thing out of my mouth. Oreos. Okay, Mom, I like Oreos. I was so irritated with her asking me such a silly question. And I went back to cleaning the floors. 2 hours later, she returns from grocery shopping. Now it's my turn to put the groceries away. So the milk goes here, and the vegetables go here, and the cookies. Oreo cookies. Oh, that's why she asked me the question. You see, I thought she was just trying to irritate me. That's what we think when we're kids. We think every question is just to irritate us, not realizing that people are really having a better intent than that. I'll give you an example using the Oreo cookies. You see, a cookie, in this case, the Oreo cookie, has something on the outside, but it also has something.
Sorry for say you are muted.
They can't listen to you.
Have I been muted this whole time?
No. So, Fuzzy, the last sentence we heard was the cookie has this inside and that outside. So that was the
Okay.
end line.
I was like, how did I do that? All right. Well, and I continue on.
Yeah.
So in a cookie, you have the outside and the inside. And oftentimes we forget to dig a little bit deeper. And so we only see things from the outside. But now I understand what my mother was trying to tell me. Now I have to figure out how to say it back to her. You see, these are very deep emotions. And in my family, we didn't share these kinds of emotions. Some families do and some families don't. Some cultures do. Some cultures don't. And so I never got the chance to share these emotions back with her until I went to college. It's not that I learned any of this in my college classes, but you see, I had a friend, Tom, and I went to his house on a holiday. And after his mother had cooked this dinner, she says to me and Tom, "Thanks for coming, boys. Tom, I love you." What? She just used the L word. I mean, I have heard that word on TV and I've seen it in movies. But here it was in real life. And then my friend Tom, he says, "Love you, Mom," and gives her a hug. Oh, that's what families are supposed to be like. Well, then I can do this too. So I went home that night. I got on the phone and I called my mother. "Mom, how are you? It's me, Furzy, number 5 son. Yes, I know. I'm sorry. It's been a long time since I called. But Mom, I just wanted to tell you, I lost your number, and that's why it's taken me so long to call you." Okay, Thanks, Mom. Bye. Wait. No, Mom. Mom, I just needed to tell you that. What? No, I don't need money. Mom, just listen. I just needed to tell you that I love you. Silence. Finally, she says, "Thank you." Click. After 21 years, all I get was a thank you. Click. But I get it. If you spent your whole life not knowing how to use that word, it would be hard for you to say too. But I know my mother loves me. As long as there will be Oreo cookies, I know that she loves me. A few weeks ago, my mother and we were celebrating her 90th birthday. And this is when she taught me the lesson. I said, "Hey, Mom, you remember when I said, I love you, and you said, thank you?" And I laughed. And she said, Furzy, I'm just glad that you called. Oh. Once again, I thought it was about this, when really, it's about that. We have to look beyond the superficial. We have to look beyond the surface and see what's inside. And when we do that, then we will truly be listening to our loved ones, not with our ears, but with our hearts. As long as there are cookies, I know my mother loves me. And as long as there are phones, my mother is going to know that I love her. How will your mother know? Contest chair.
Thank you, First. This was a very, very intriguing speech. I learned a lot, of course. Requesting the timer to share if the speech was within the time limit. And requesting all others to share the feedback with Mr. Percy. Maybe you can actually send the personal message to him.
So, Monica, I have a Google form where
Super.
Distinguished Toastmaster Percy would request everybody to share one key takeaway from his speech. And I will post the link of the form in the chat in just the next 2 seconds.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepthi.
Here's the link. Please access, and it's a request to everybody to share one key takeaway from the speaker's speech today. Timer, please note. We will close the form after you share a red card. You can start the time now, and you can share the red card at 1:30.
I think Deepthi, you're cracking. I don't know if it is for me or for others also.
It's for 1 minute is for everybody. So, Monica, you also please write your key takeaway.
Sure. I think we can all have a 1 minute to quickly give the flag.
I hope there's nobody who cannot access the form. Around, I hope everybody is able to access the form. Thank you to those who responded, others who waiting. Dear guests, don't shy away from sharing your key takeaway. This is anonymous. Please go ahead and share your takeaway from this particular speech.
Okay, I think till the time everybody is filling in the form, maybe I can actually close my story. So when the disciple asked the master what was the message, please share. If I am not able to receive it yet. Master said, every time you fall, every time you fell, you always scrape, you complain. But did you ever try to ask yourself a question? Why did you fall at the first place itself? And this is the message what I wanted to give you. This is the learning of life that I wanted to give you. Because as they say, failure is linchpin to the success or to the life. And once Einstein also said that failure is a success in progress. Michael Jordan said that key to success is through failure only. So there are a lot many examples. People have failed multiple times, but are you ready to learn the lesson? Are you ready to see what message is it giving you? Once you are able to learn that, you are into the full control. Because then, rather than blaming the situation, you are into the 100% responsibility mode and are fully empowered to transition the circumstances as per your desire. And on the same lines, I once was hearing the speech by the famous speaker, Wayne Dyer, and he split his life into 5 chapters. And what these 5 chapters were, I probably will share afterwards, because we have now time for the second part of our Toastmaster session today. And this is very interesting sessions. And give me a second. Okay. And we have the table topic master today as Alokita. Toastmaster Alokita is a writer with a passion for crafting compelling stories and engaging content. I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster Alokita.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for this wonderful chance to host this table topic session, which is my favorite session for every Toastmaster meeting. So, for the guest, I'd like to tell the rules. Me, the table topic master of the day, will give topics, different topic to different individuals, and you have 2 minutes time, 1 to 2 minute time. Minimum, you have to speak for 50 seconds, and is it 50? The lower margin.
1
It's
minute.
minimum
1 minute.
1.
Okay. So you have to speak for minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minute. Timer will take care of the timer. So keep an eye on the timer. First, I'd like to invite some experienced Toastmaster so that the guests get the example. Who would like to come on the stage? Anyone? Toastmaster Deepti, may I ask you to come on stage?
Sure.
Okay. I would like you to explain the difference between listening and hearing. And why do you think it matters in communication?
Years ago, I read somewhere, I think probably Robin Sharma, that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can hear twice as much as we speak. Well, that was a day when I had my eureka moment. You know why? Because I tend to speak a lot. And interestingly, I was gifted the Toastmasters membership by my husband only because he wanted me to start listening, hearing what others say. Well, and here I am today, a Toastmasters of over 2 years now, 2.5 years. And needless to say, I do realize the importance of hearing or listening in to others. Well, when I just joined Toastmasters, that's the time I had started hearing people speak. Hearing, for me, is at the surface level. Like the brown side of the cookie. And listening is tuning in. That's when we get into why somebody is saying what they are saying. And that is like the cream of the cookie. Once you open the cookie, start listening, there's a lot that we can get to know. And listening need not necessarily be through verbal or oral skills. When you listen, you also read the body language of the person whom you're speaking with. So there's a lot which goes into listening. And I realize the difference today when I say that if you hearing is more with the ears, but listening encompasses everything. That is what I feel is the difference between hearing and listening. Thank you. Back to you, David Topic Master.
Thank you, Deepti. Now I would like to call upon stage Mr. Vivek Agarwal. Toastmaster Vivek Agarwal. Would you like to take a topic?
Yeah, thank you.
So today we are dependent much on digital communication, like emails and text. I'd like you to reflect on how this has impacted your personal or professional life. How digital communication has affected you.
Digital communication, it has become like one additional part of the body. This I realized when I lost my phone about 6 years back. I was attending one conference and I lost my phone. I was feeling handicapped. I was not able to make out what is happening. For everything, I just put my hand in my pocket and I don't find my phone. That has been the impact of screen or digital communication. Why so? Because starting the day, you have an alarm there. We don't have alarm clocks these days. Put reminders, important messages, exchanging important messages, having WhatsApp groups, having important communication to the team personal, professional, whatever it is. I cannot think of life without digital communication. This has brought revolution. This has transformed me. At the same time, when I look at my child, he is getting the other side. He is getting into the extreme of it. He doesn't want to remove the screen from his eyes. In fact, like I'm wearing specs, he may like to have some screen always in front of his eyes. Today, somebody was talking about virtual reality device, and we were discussing how hazardous, what kind of impact it can have on younger generation. So I would like to strike a balance between the life which God has given to us, this all the body part, they have been given free to us, make best use of it, whether digital or on paper, make best use of the available resources, and then we will see our better and better version daily. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vivek, for this amazing speech. Now I would like some guests to take this chance. Any guest would like to volunteer themselves?
I would like to volunteer.
Sure. So, Toastmaster Deepak, communication is a skill. And when we don't use the skill skillfully, we may create misunderstanding. So, I'd like you to tell us a story when miscommunication created misunderstanding in your life.
Okay. So this thing basically most of the time happen in my life whenever I am talking to my wife. And I think in my relationship, I don't use communication skillfully. Most of the time, it comes like a reaction. And after reacting, I realize that had I used communication skillfully, which I learned in Toastmasters, I would have built a good relationship with my wife. But most of the time, I realized very late. So I think if any relation we want to if we want any relation to be maintained for a long time, then we must use communication skillfully. Otherwise, our relationship will not sustain, because communication is the thing which will tell your mind. Because communication is an expression of your thought process, and what you say is what you say express what is there into your mind. And if you don't use communication skillfully, it is going to represent that you don't think skillfully. So this is from my side. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepak. Now, would anyone like to volunteer themselves, or should I pick myself? I don't see any hands raised.
If there's no volunteers, then you must have victims.
Alokita, you can use a guest.
So, yes.
Let me give it a shot. Ankit.
Sure. So, Toastmaster Ankit, I would like you to share some strategies that you use to overcome nervousness when you communicate in front of an audience.
This seems to be a very structured question, right? We have few points which I could say, like I'd been calm. I was breathing, taking a deep breath. But then again, I thought as in this topic is very deep in itself. We all want to be on a stage calmful, but it's never a it's never a situation like that, right? We always very nervous when it comes to presenting in front of the stage. Taking a deep breath may help, but then again, there are people who are breathing heavily in front of you just to see what you're going to say. I know it doesn't make sense, but then again, life is uncertain. Things doesn't make sense all the time. But then again, we have to present our points. We have to be presentable in front of the stage. So with that, I do want to share a story where I was very nervous. It's about today. I was taking care of my daughter for the first time. Obviously, the stage and audience was not there, but she was my audience. She entertained me, or rather, I entertained her, and she's laughing right now. So I believe I succeeded. So with that, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankit. Now, as Percy said, if there are no volunteers, there are victims. So I'd like Percy to choose as my next victim.
For me to choose somebody or for me to speak?
No, to you. I want you to speak.
Okay.
You're a victim of my question now.
I'm there. Tell me what to do.
I want you to describe how tone and pitch can change the meaning of a message.
How tone and pitch can change the meaning of a message. Oh my. Are you sure you want to go there, Madam Table Topics Master? Because
yes,
let's
sure.
say we take a simple phrase like, I love you. 3 very simple words. Would we all agree? I love you. Very basic things. As a matter of fact, I just spoke about it in a speech. I love you. And I don't just mean you, Yvette. I mean everybody. I love you. Now, if I want to say, I love you, that means that I love you, not Mohit. Mohit doesn't love you. He just wants you at the meeting. Whereas I want you for your heart. Now we can change the meaning of this entire sentence by saying, I love you. I love you. Not Monica. I never really loved Monica. I just wanted her headphones. No, yes. So by changing the pitch, by changing the tone, I can change the entire meaning of the sentence. And then, of course, there's that middle word. You know that word. That's the magic word. I love you. And for the first time, that man reveals his emotions to his cat. No. Of course, he says it to someone beautiful and handsome like Chintan. Or there's another individual out there, you know this guy. You see this guy once in a while. You go, I love you. Does that guy really mean love? Does that guy really mean love? What do you think, Dipti? I love you. I don't think he's really got love on his mind, or his heart for that matter. What do you think, Madam Table Topics Master?
Thanks a lot, Percy. And with this, I think we are good to go for the next session. I would like to hand over the virtual podium to our TMOD.
Maybe we can have timer. Do we have time for 1 or 2 more topics? And then we can have some guests pick up the topic as well.
If we have time, so I would
Yes,
like
we do
to
have.
take up.
Yes, we do have time. Toshmati Dipti.
How many more topics can we take, Mohit?
One or two topic we can take. Yeah.
Two?
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
Thank you. Table topic master, Lokita, let's take two more topics, please.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Toastmaster Parul. What do you think? Does humor enhances our communication? Does it make it more effective, or it hinders the effectiveness of communication?
Thank you, Toastmaster. Table topic master. Uh, as per my opinion, humor always increases the effectiveness of our speech. Reason being, to get the public attention, humor is, I found the most important thing, because in our day-to-day life, we generally do our monotonous work. We rarely get the chances to laugh, to increase our happiness, to showcase our happiness. So any speeches, you may see that the Kapil Sharma show is the most popular show in India, because what he is doing, he is making people laugh. So if humor in the speech we introduce, that speech will become more effective, that speech will engage the attention of audience, and that speech will be more succeeded. Means with humor we can easily pass on our message, what we want to communicate, what is the main agenda of our speech, because people are giving attention to our speech. If it is monotonous, or if it is just what I can say, there's a speech type of, or if it is just the instructions you are giving, that as compared to that speech, if you are introducing humor to the speech, that speech would be more effective, because it is eye catching, it is attention catching, and it is a more effective way of delivering the speech. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Parul. And now, someone from the guest.
Hi, I would like to go next. My name is Neha.
Hi, Sneha. Thank you. For you, I would like to give the topic. What do you think is better, being assertive or diplomatic in your communication?
Communication is the key, as they say. We need to make sure that whenever we communicate, we are able to pass on the message or the intention rightly. We say that language is just a medium. For sure it is. But the way we speak matters a lot. We already know that communication is the linchpin of today's world. Be it assertive or diplomatic, we need to make sure that it's not hurtful. On one hand, while I completely appreciate being assertive, being firm, being straightforward with my opinions, on the other hand, it's also required to be a little diplomatic, especially in certain scenarios, like we are negotiating or convincing the other person, yet having the morals right. It's always appreciated to have an assertive opinion and be truthful to ourselves. But yes, in today's world, it may be required that we need to be a little diplomatic in order to take care of the feelings of the other person that we are talking to and ensure that we do not hurt them with our words and try to be diplomatic to achieve a good result. But at the same time, be very cautious of not being a fraud, not being misleading, or having ill intentions. A mix of both is required in today's world. Yet, that is what will make the communication effective, in my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Sneha. This was a great learning experience for me. Now, I would like to hand upon the stage to Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Monica. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Table Topic Master. It was really interesting session, and all the topics really were very interesting. And I had an urge to speak, but I restrained myself. So thank you so much. I think it's a time for evaluation also. So I would like to call upon stage the general evaluator. Will be doing us a favor, sharing the evaluation for all the speakers. I'll hand over the stage to general evaluator, Mehak. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Monica. Thank you so much, everyone. Now we'll start with the evaluation. Going ahead, we will first move for the evaluation of the prepared speeches. Today we had one prepared speaker, and I would like to call upon our first evaluator, Toastmaster Chintan, to please evaluate our speaker one.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, especially Fuzzy. Fuzzy, what an opening you had. You had self-deprecating humor, and then you reeled us in with the you language and with the word play that have you ever had a blessing or a problem? It was wonderful opening. It was kind of call for an adventure. We generally see call to action at the end, but you started by calling us for an adventure in your story. So opening was perfect, Fuzzy. What I loved apart from opening, the facial expressions and the voice modulation that you always have mastered. Whenever you use the words which required emotions, you could clearly emote those, and we all could feel that. And that's the big thing a speaker should have. Second thing which I loved, the way the story had been written. The episode of yours watching your family, then seeing the friend's family, it was a lucid transmission. We couldn't see whether it was like a river flowing from one place to other, and it was smooth. So kudos to that. The third thing which I loved, Fuzzy, from your speech was the visual language, the vivid imaginary you depicted. You said the scrubbing, the floor, the knees, when you said the vegetables and milk, and then you suddenly popped out that Oreo biscuit. That cookies was special. And kudos to you. We all see how visually a story can be told and shown. Now, Fuzzy, as you are going to the world stage, here are my humble recommendations. The first one about the title. I think you also might have thought about it. The title was O. And if we think about the power of repeat, it didn't come that often. How about if you have power of repeat, or the sentence which was repeated was as long as. You said multiple times, as long as we have cookies, as long as we have phones. Something like that, or you can use the power of repeat, what in your world championship language, what they call phrase that pays. So you could have that string which could have been repeated over multiple times, and that could have more flavor to the speech. Second thing, Fuzzy, I want you to recommend, and something I learned from you, the shoulder going backwards when you were telling the first story, and the conversation when you were having with your mom. If you see recording, when you second time had the conversation and watching the friend, you were having an angle. But the first time you were talking to the screen. So that conversation could have been at an angle, would have made more impact. And the final thing, Fuzzy, I believe you are testing the content, but you exceeded the time. So it's the last thing we want you to do on the world stage. We want you to win. So although you are testing the content, it would have been great if you could have limited your speech into 7:30. But as long as there's cookies, as long as there's phones, one thing is sure, that Fuzzy is winning the world championship and gaining the throne. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chintan, for this detailed and effective evaluation for Toastmaster Fuzzy. I'm sure that he would implement the feedback and the recommendation that
Mike, just one thing. Fuzzy, you could have think about a title around the cookie. I know. And the click part. When you said click, I think you can understand the reference from James Jeffley, that it was having mind the hit click kind of an effect. And when you share the cookie, maybe Kwang has shared the fortune cookie or something, because cookie was the highlight of your speech and the message also embedded into the cookie. So something viewed for the topic title that is around the cookie or something, that would add much value in my opinion. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chintan. I'm sure Toastmaster Fuzzy will be going home with lots of takeaways as well from you today. Now, with this, we will move ahead for our evaluation done by the CAT team players. First, I would like to invite our timer for the day, Toastmaster Mohit, so that he can share his timer's report.
Yeah, let me come with my report. Yeah. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So here are the time for speakers today. I will also share my report on chat. Just give me a second. Yeah, now I'm come to that. So for prepared speech, Toastmaster DTM Fuzzy, he takes 9 minutes, and the feedback form which takes time for Fuzzy is 3 minutes 30 seconds. For table topic, Toastmaster Deepti take 2 minutes 10 seconds. Toastmaster Vivek take 1 minute 54 seconds. Guest speaker Deepak speak 1 minute 27 seconds. Toastmaster Ankit speak 1 minute 46 seconds. Toastmaster Fuzzy take 2 minute 10 seconds. Toastmaster Parul take 1 minute 38 seconds, and guest Sneha speaks about 2 minute 5 seconds. Evaluator Chintan takes 3 minute 26 seconds for evaluation of the Toastmaster Fuzzy. And that's all for my report. Thank you to all our speakers for your effort in managing your time effectively. This concludes my report. Back to you, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mohit, for sharing timer's report. Next, I would like to invite on stage our counter for the day, Toastmaster Sagar, to share his report with us.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. Yeah, so today all the speakers spoke really well, and I could not find much of the filler words being used, but yes, I have some, and I'll highlight them. So starting with our guest speaker, Toastmaster Fuzzy. So I have no words actually. I was so engrossed listening to your speech, and I could not find any filler words. You were completely flawless, full of energy. So next, from the table topics, we have Deepak. You used 2 times and there was a repetitive word because. Then Toastmaster Ankit, you have some repetitive words like and there were a couple of long pauses. Then we have Toastmaster Parul. You have 4 R's and 1 and there were repetitive words like so and because. Then we have Toastmaster Mohit, our timer, and you have couple of pauses and 3 hours. Other than that, everyone was flawless. And whatever filler words we use, I think if we avoid, this can make us more effective speakers. So yeah, that's all from the counters report. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sagar, for sharing your report as an counter. Next, I would like to invite on stage Toastmaster Deepak to share his report as the grammarian for the meeting today.
Sure, sure. So I'm starting with my report, and first I'm starting with the word of the day used. So Monica, Talwar, and Sneha used the word of the day. And now I am moving to good usages of the language. So there are some good words used during a meeting. That is hazardous, cautious, restrained, thrown, engrossed. And one very good sentence used by Farji, and that was, there are no volunteer, then there are victim. And there are some correction which I would like to highlight. The first one is, it has become, it is become. So ideally it should be, it has become, instead of it is become. And the next one is, whenever we talk about the past, we should use second or third verb. So instead of using take, we should have used took. And instead of using speak, we should have used spoke. So with this, I complete my report. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Deepak, for sharing your report as the grammarian. Now I will share my report as the general evaluator for the meeting today. First up, we started the meeting at 3:05, around 3:10. We were little ahead of the time that was being scheduled for all of us. However, it was an online meeting, so that works, being a special meeting as well. All the role players were set. The agenda was shared beforehand. So kudos to the managing team and the VP Education for sharing the agenda well on time. Toastmaster of the day and the role players were inviting and introducing the members by giving their introduction as well. So kudos to the Toastmaster of the day as well as the other role players who were inviting them on the stage with their introduction. This gives a detail to all the members and to the guests as well as to who is being invited on the stage. Timor Toastmaster Monica started and shared a beautiful story with a session when she shared a story with all of us and how she gave a pause in between, inviting the general evaluator. And after the speech segment, she finished off a story with a message. That was very well done. Kudos to you, Toastmaster Monica, for sharing a beautiful story with us and sharing the message afterwards. That actually gained curiosity among the audience, and we were looking up for the story, like what would be happening up next. Next, we had the table topic session that was being conducted by Toastmaster Alokita. The topics were very diverse in nature. We could see that there were certain topics that were basically very much straightforward and direct. Another topic which had a link with a story, and there were different topics that were being matched to. For example, what is better, being assertive or diplomatic? Describe the tone and pitch. How they can we change the meaning of the topics? So I feel that the topics were very challenging, and yet they were very interesting as well for the speaker to speak something about them as well. However, there's one recommendation for you. I feel that topics were really big, maybe for the speaker to understand it first and then to implement it in their speech. Maybe you could have shortened up the title of the topic so that it is easier for the speaker to understand and to give a prompt answer to these topics as well. Other than that, kudos to you for sharing such challenging topics that you did. So absolutely a good work done on that part. Moving upon to the tag team players, timer Toastmaster Mohit did very well job while he was sharing the cards in the meeting today. However, I see that you maybe your screen was not pinged, so the speaker was not able to see you and the timing cards in between the table topics as well. So from the next time, maybe the tech master can see that we can pin your screen so that you are standing beside the person who is speaking so that you are visible. Other than that, good work done by you. Moving on to our counter for the meeting today. Our counter was Toastmaster Sagar. He did a great job sharing his report as the R counter, where he mentioned that how many times speaker has used the filler words or the repetitive words and the short pauses and the long pauses. After that, we had our grammarian, Toastmaster Deepak, sharing the word of the day as well as the good usage of the grammar and the not so good usage of the grammar in the meeting that we had today. There's one recommendation for you, Toastmaster Deepak. You could have shared the word of the day once again while the table topic session was being started so that more and more people are indulged and they're reading the word of the day and you're using it as well. Other than that, there's one more recommendation for the general meeting as a whole. Maybe since I could see that there were more guests in the meeting today, so there was a little commotion when the speakers were speaking. We could hear some noises of the speaker, some background noises from the individuals. So maybe we can just mute ourselves when a person is speaking. And if you want to speak something, then let the person complete their speech and then move forward. And if you want to say something in the meeting, then you can go ahead with it. It's being advisable in Toastmasters when a person is speaking. We usually do not speak or disrupt the person who is speaking in between. And we also do not write in the chat box. So when the person stops speaking, maybe we can address our query, or if you want to ask something either in the chat box or through communicating it verbally, we can do that. Please be mindful of this from the very next time. Other than that, it was a special meeting. Thank you so much for the organizers for inviting Toastmaster Percy in our meeting today. It was really great listening to him and his speech. I wish him all the very best for his World Champion speech as well. Thank you so much. Back to you, Toastmaster Monica, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. That was a very precise report, and thank you for that. I think, do we have this open for voting? I need your help here. Can you open the stage for the voting for the all the speakers as well as all those who have acted the roles?
Sure, Monica. I will post the Google form.
Okay.
For the different speakers and role players today. And please note, guests are also welcome to vote. In fact, that will be very encouraging for the participants today if you vote.
So you'll be sharing the form, Deepak? Deepti?
Yes, done.
Okay, perfect.
In the chat.
Perfect. So till the time everybody is sharing their feedbacks in the form, let me complete the message that I heard from Von Dyer, and that really touched me when I heard it for the very first time. So what he did is he described his life in 5 chapters. As he say, chapter 1 is, I walked down a street. There was a deep pit there. I couldn't notice it. I fell down. It was not my fault. It was really very dark. It took me ages to come out of it. Chapter 2 of my life. I walked down the road. There was a pit which I pretended not to see. I fell down. It was not my fault. I was not ready for it yet. But it was really hard there. I had trouble coming out of it. Chapter 3 of my life. I walked on the road. I could see the pit. I still fell in it. It was a habit. It was my fault this time, because I was not ready to learn the lessons. I had to struggle to come out of it. Chapter 4 of my life. I walked through the path. I could see the pit. And this time I was able to walk through it. I had learned my lesson. I learned that life is about creating and learning from what all failures are coming my way. Chapter 5 of my life. I took another path to create a new journey for myself. And that's how he decides, he shares, like, this is how we all are into a journey. And the sooner we are ready to learn the lessons or teachings that our failures are giving us, we really are creating more and more opportunities to us. Because yes, life is full of opportunity. And so, of course, are there the challenges. But of course, it's all about what are you perceive how you're looking at the situation, what kind of or what color of glasses are you wearing. Switch the glass, you will see a beautiful world out there. So that's what about this message I wanted to share, that yes, keep failing again, repeatedly, as I took the challenge to act as a team mode for the first time, and I'm really happy I took that. I failed, but still learning. So thanks everybody to bearing me for so long. So Deepti, do we have results? Or so maybe I can actually hand over stage to Mohit. Mohit, maybe you can actually take it up from here. And thanks for giving me this opportunity to serve the community. Stage is all yours.
Huge round of applause for Toastmaster Monica. Amazing the way you did the Toastmaster of the Day role today, and it absolutely did not come out that this was your first time. You performed it absolutely diligently, and you kept everybody in the audience engaged from the beginning till end. The 5 chapters of our life, I think we all need to now introspect and see which chapter are we on, and I'm definitely going to go back and check where do I think I stand at the moment, and what's the next chapter I need to take up. So thank you once again. A huge round of applause, everyone, for Toastmaster Monica. And while the results are being announced, I want to take this opportunity once again to thank distinguished Toastmaster Furze for attending the meeting and giving us this opportunity to be a part of your journey. We are with you. We will be all eyes, all ears about your next step, your moves, and of course, the world champion of public speaking stage as well. You have our best wishes. Do keep coming. It's very encouraging for all of us to see someone like you attend meetings. So much to take back today. And also, just so you know, and so everybody knows, we try to make our meetings special by inviting guests from different clubs. For the last 6 meetings, back to back, we've had somebody from another district, another division, another part of the world, wherever wherever we can find those people to come and be a part. We invite them specially so they can share something with us in some way or form. So that's what is different about Leaders Connect and Toastmasters Club of Storytellers. I want to pause for a moment and hear from the guests about how they felt today in this meeting. So maybe we can start with Ankit. Ankit, what's your experience been like?
In one word, amazing. I thoroughly enjoyed the complete session, especially the speech part. Being that much expressive, I believe that's the goal which I would like to reach. With my emotions, with my hand, with the profs. So overall, great experience. Thank you everyone for the invitation. If time allows, I would like to join again.
Absolutely, yeah. Great. Happy to have you again and again, Ankit. Thank you for sharing the feedback. Vivek, would you like to share a few words?
I'm very happy to be part of this meeting. As the name of the club, Leaders Connect, you are actually connecting across the world, and you are getting some eminent speakers as part of this meeting, which is really inspiring, and it supports the name of the club. So Toastmaster Mohit, you are doing amazing work. My best wishes to you and the entire team, all the club members. We will connect more one-on-one basis, and let's see how we can learn from each other and grow together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Vivek. That's very encouraging. And I'm reminded that in the last meeting, we had members from 6 different districts attend our meeting. And that was amazing experience. Let's move ahead to Deepak. How did you feel about the meeting?
I really enjoyed this meeting thoroughly, especially enlightening lessons from Monica and Furze's speech, which was really remarkable. Overall, a great experience. Hoping to join the meeting next week also, if it falls to happen on Saturday.
Absolutely. Yes, we'll keep you posted. Wonderful. And Parul,
Yes, so first of all, thank you so much for sending the invitation. So I'm really grateful to join this meeting and I learned a lot. And this is the best thing I liked about the speech, Farzi's speech. I experienced the perfectness of the speech, what kind of perfect speech should be. So this is a great learning because I recently joined Toastmasters Club 2 months ago and looking forward for more and more learning and getting confidence for public speaking. So yes, I would like to join further meeting. And one more learning I have that we will introduce in our club as well, inviting more and more speakers around throughout the other from other clubs and from other areas, other countries. So that would help for increasing learnings between among us ourselves. Thank you.
thanks, Parul. Thanks for sharing your feedback. And yes, the online meeting allows us that even better to have speakers from different geographies. So
right.
Trying to leverage on that. Okay. Ankit, would you like to share your experience? Oh, sorry, Ankit, we've already done it. Sorry. We have Bharat and Rupa. If you are still around, would you like to share how you felt? You're speaking on mute, Bharat. Again.
Thanks again. Sorry, I'm a criminal of this even in my board meeting. So yes, that's a thing I need to get out of. But yes, I echo what the other speakers in Toastmasters. Yes, really great. So thanks a lot for the invite. We really enjoyed. I enjoyed more because I was right here in front of the laptop while Rupa was moreover in a home master duty with the kitchen and our son. But yes, he had one of the earbuds on so that he could listen to it. So with a partial listening, she'll get on to more active listening next time, and we were listening and hearing. While I was into active listening here. It was great. It was nice. We definitely look forward to more and more sessions and try to free our schedule that we are able to attend these meetings to make the most of it and take it on way. One specific thing that I would like to mention about Farzi's topic that was given to Farzi about the tone and the pitch and the example that he used. So Farzi, great work. It resonates with me a little bit because this is the same example that I use in my office training with my teams when we're doing those advanced communication conversational skills trainings. And this is the exact example that I use. So it was great to get another hindsight, especially to the meeting for the L word. It was very nicely said. So thanks so much. That gives me another idea to add to my training skills there. Thank you. And thanks everyone. It was great and I look forward to further sessions. Both of us. Thank you.
Thanks, Bharat. Yeah, great to have you. And hope you make up your mind and Rupa as well. And we'll be in touch about the next steps. Aditya, would you like to share your feedback?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm not in a capacity to share a feedback because I joined quite late. I got a reminder late for the meeting, but I know Toastmaster Mohit from the online speakers Toastmasters Club, if he remembers. It is great seeing you, Toastmaster Mohit, again. And it must be a nice meeting because you've called a guest speaker who is such a proficient speaker. So happy to see such beautiful faces today.
Thanks, Aditya. And it's wonderful seeing your presence as well here. To keep joining and yeah, let's connect more often. Okay, would you like to share a few words? Okay, we would like to hear from you as well, Farzi, how you felt about our meeting.
Boy, I'm having a problem with the mute button. I thought it was a great meeting. You know what really stunned me what really attracted me was such a atmosphere of collegiality. Some say collegiality, but it's so strong, even at the beginning. And I don't know how well all of you know each other, and I understand it's two different groups coming together, but boy, it felt like lifelong friends. And that's a really nice atmosphere to have. It's both professional and friendly. I've been in some clubs where it's very professional, but who wants to be part of that? It felt very sterile. And here I felt at home. It was very comfortable. I thought people had a nice back and forth. And I think that's just wonderful. I think you got to keep that going and keep celebrating that aspect of the group. Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you, Furzi. It's great to hear that from you. It means a lot for us. And this is one thing that we try to keep going in terms of personal relationships, knowing what's happening in each other's lives and trying to play our part outside of the Toastmasters meeting as well. So it's great to see that it's showing up in some way. Thank you. All right, is there anybody else who would like to share any feedback, any comments? Otherwise, we do have our results. So let's announce the results. The table topic speaker for the day. Any guesses? I love you. It's distinguished Toastmaster Furzi. Yeah, we all love you, Furzi, for everything you do.
Oh man,
When
thank
we say
you.
like this, we love you.
Thank you. Anyone wants to join our impromptu speaking group, come on and join us. We have a lot of fun.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, I highly recommend everyone to join that group. I've been a part of that group, still recovering from my anxieties to speak impromptu, but getting there. It's got better after having joined this WhatsApp group where the practice happens every day. Fantastic. Okay, the auxiliary role player of the day goes to Toastmaster Sagar. Huge round of applause, Sagar. Wonderful. And the best role player for the day, this has been a very stiff competition, I would say, but for today, I think it's the day when people want to go with the evaluations and feedback. So it's our Toastmaster Meg. Round of applause. Okay, all right. With that, like all good things, we've come to the end of this meeting. I would like to thank each and everyone who played their part, who took out time and attended today. And we will keep the journey forward for the communication and leadership. We'll meet next week with something special again. With that promise, this is Mohit Sahani signing off.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.